everyone. Welcome to another edition of Sessa's Corner. Tonight, I have the absolute honor and pleasure of being in the beautiful home of one of my dearest friends, Belleville High School graduate of the class of 1998, the one and only Michael Cesena. Mike, thank you so very much for the opportunity to be here tonight.
Thank you.
And one of the things that I really want to focus on as we move forward with Sessa's Corner, and beginning with tonight's episode, is the importance of great family traditions. And, you know, Mike, you and I come from similar families, you know, Italian families, and, you know, we've grown up with, you know, obviously our parents, grandparents, various aunts and uncles. We've had the pleasure of having big extended families. And I know you have a lot of traditions within your family. I have a lot of traditions in mine. I think some of them probably are similar. And to start off, I mean, here we are in the home that you purchased 3 years ago, that you now live in with your beautiful family. This house, of course, used to be the home of your late grandmother. And I'm sure that has a very special meaning to you, to be able to make her home your home now, where you're raising your family and carrying on not only, let's say, her traditions, but your family's traditions overall, and of course creating new traditions. And tonight, basically, we're going to kind of see a sample of a little bit of a blending of both old and new tradition with, you know, obviously the homemade cooking, but you're making something that you kind of put your own spin on. You're famous, as I call it, from all the past Facebook pictures we've seen, the Michael Cesena's famous homemade pizza. And with that said, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell us a little bit more about it, how it came about, and what we're about to do.
Well, and you're talking about traditions, and they're so important. And I have two kids and two girls, and I've been very fortunate in my life that I was around my grandparents for a long time. Had a lot of family traditions that I was there for. But as we get older, I hate to say it, people unfortunately pass away and families get smaller and things change. So you find yourself creating new traditions for your family to try to give them memories that you hope years and years from now they'll remember. And you know, it's kind of funny, but we were so worried about cell phones ringing. I got a phone from like 1965, and of course that's what's ringing right now, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, with that said, pizza became one of those traditions I did with my kids. We started making pizza together. And at first we would buy the dough at ShopRite, and we would do it as a family together, a quick thing. Then all of a sudden, I realized making dough really isn't that difficult. So now we just make the dough from scratch, and you know, my kids get involved. We throw flour at each other, and we really just have a good time at it. So basically, I'm kind of doing that for you now. So
in other words, it's a good thing I got the apron on.
Yes, it is. So, I don't plan on throwing flour at you. My wife will kill me, but yeah, no. All right, so anyway, real quickly, it's actually, you really only need a few ingredients. We've got flour. I got about 2 cups of flour here. We've got yeast. We need yeast.
Absolutely.
That helps to raise the flour. This is a little warm water we're going to use for the yeast. I got extra warm water. You're about 2 cups. We may not use it all. It depends.
Okay.
We have some salt, some wine. We've got olive oil. So I use Parmesan cheese. You could use regular grated cheese. I got this kind right now.
Okay.
We've got our mozzarella. My wife actually was kind enough to make me a little tomato sauce. And we got some pepper and some oregano. Anyway, in our bowl. So we're going to start. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the yeast. Need about a tablespoon of yeast. Notice I got about half a cup of warm water here.
It's a process.
Yes, it is. We throw that in and we mix it up really good. And you're going to want this to stay about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. We want the yeast to be activated. So we're letting that.
I like the way you put that. Activate the yeast.
Yes. All right, we got our flour. First thing first, throw our flour in this bowl over here. Put about a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
We'll do that. We're going to do some olive oil, say about a tablespoon.
Can't beat that olive oil, it's the best.
Oh, olive oil is the best.
Oh my goodness, it's the best.
Don't have to do this. I like to put a little pepper in there also, season the dough.
I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it helps.
Nothing, black pepper it's good with everything.
No, absolutely. And, here's our fork. Before we throw the yeast in there, we're just going to mix that all up. Real nice. All right, now this is where it gets fun. So now we put the yeast in first. You throw that in there, put it all in there, and we're just going to start mixing.
Now you're going to start the mix.
Now, what you're trying to do is you want it to all get together. Now, you can see here, and if you kind of can see what I'm talking about here.
Yep.
It's mixing up, but there's still a lot more flour there. So what we do is we add a little bit
where the water comes
actually, you
in.
could do this.
I'll be happy. Okay.
Put a little more
I can't
water.
really mess this up, can I?
You could, but just a little bit. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
So just a little at a time. Give me a little bit more of that in.
All right. You say when.
That's good.
Okay.
And actually, truthfully, you really can't mess it up because if you do put too much water in there, all you have to do is just add more flour. So you really can't mess it up. You'll always be able to fix it. All right. So now you see what it's looking like right now. This is where the dough is forming. It almost looks like clay, like a Play-Doh that the kids play with.
Magnificent to watch it, you know, to see how it forms.
It gets all together. So I got a cutting board here, or a board. You could use anything you like.
There is a trick to every trick.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you see now we got the flour.
I like it.
Now here is our dough. So now we're going to take our dough. And the reason why you do this is because this is going to become very, very, very sticky. So now
it wouldn't be dough unless it was nice and sticky. That's for sure.
now this is when we do what we need it. So now you just go like this, and basically you're just mixing it all together. You want it to all come together real nicely. Here, you could start doing that. Just we're going to go like this and like that.
Okay, so like this and like that, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just push it together. That's it.
Okay.
But you see, what you want to do? You want to do more like this. You want to go like,
okay,
go like that. See?
Oh, okay, I got it.
Like you're folding it. Just keep folding it.
Okay.
So you could actually turn it this way. Now fold it that way.
Fold it like this?
Yeah, fold it
like that?
Right.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Okay. So my beautiful wife, she handles, obviously
all the cooking.
I supervise. I supervise.
You see, this is the other thing. So I used to smoke. I used to smoke, got a pack and a half a day. When I quit smoking, I found myself enjoying food a lot more because your taste buds get better. And more than that, I was also bored. I was trying to find stuff to do. So now all of a sudden, I started cooking more. I started learning how to cook more. So that's really how I really got into this. But now you could see what's happening. You see how now it's getting firmer and firmer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now you see it's still breaking up a little bit. So we're just going to keep doing that a little bit more.
Takes a little time, but it gets there.
It takes a few minutes. It does, but it gets there. And it actually gets there really quick. Say you could do this about probably 5 to 8 minutes. 2-3 minutes, you'll start finding it gets together. But the longer you do it, the better it's going to get. Now, so almost. See,
it's fascinating to watch. I mean, it's the process. It's really fascinating.
It is, and this is the thing: is it's so easy to make. So now, especially with this virus we had, and nobody knew what was going on, so we just would buy flour. Like, we could make our own bread. Worst case scenario, So.
And they still don't know what's going on. Let's face it.
Yeah, that is another story.
But I could see what you're saying here. It's like a work of art.
No, it really is. Now, normally what I would do is at this point put it back in the bowl, throw some flour on the bottom, put it in, and then you could do one or two things. If you want to, you could use it the same day. You put it in a warm spot, put a towel over it, leave it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're ready to cook. If you're not going to use it the same day, same thing. Put it in the bowl, cover it with saran wrap, leave it in the refrigerator, and you could use it the next day. So you've got a choice there. Now, for the sake of time, what we're going to do is we're just going to start cooking with it right away. Normally, again, you don't do that. You would wait for it to rise. But anyway,
in this case, no time like the present, as they say.
Exactly. So what I like to use a cast iron pan to make my pizza. Now you don't have to, but I like it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's real easy in the home. You're not worrying about picking up dough, putting it on the stone, and it's sticking and going all over the place. It's real easy. Comes out with a bit of a thicker crust, and it's the kids like it too. My kids really, really like it. So but you could do it any other way. But we're gonna do the cast iron pan. Throw in a little
it all
olive oil.
starts again with the olive oil.
Exactly, with the olive oil. I got paper towel here. Just rub the olive oil right
Spread it
alongside.
around.
That's so it doesn't stick. All right, and then we get our dough. Put it in.
There you go. Throw it right in there.
And basically, just no roll or anything. Just
compress it out.
Compress it out there. Now you see, it's normally it'll fit this whole pan. Actually, a bigger pan real easily, but because we didn't give it time to rise, that's why it's a little bit hard. But it's still working. We're good.
Oh, it looks perfect to me.
Right? Yeah, I think it looks great. All right, so we got that done.
All right.
Now here's the sauce. Here, yeah, you could do that part.
Sure. Let's put it right there. Let's. All righty.
There you go. Let's put it right there on top.
Get some more in here. Oh, there's nothing like it.
No, perfect. And then this, by the way, is really easy to make. Some garlic, a lot of oregano. I like to use fresh oregano. There you go. That's good, Ann. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do this part here and this.
All right.
Run it alongside. Spread it out there. That's good. You put that there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Fresh mozzarella. You could use shredded, but I like the fresh.
Now comes the heavy. Now comes the heavy hitters. The fresh mozzarella.
It does. It tastes a lot better with the fresh mozzarella. It's more homemade. I feel like that should be good. We're just gonna run that alongside here. That's the end.
All right.
You want to put a couple on?
Sure. I'm happy to help here. This is, as they say, fresh moots.
That's right. That's good. You put
One more in the middle right here.
there.
How's that? There we go.
Looks good.
Top it right off.
I like to use some Parmesan. You could do shredded Parmesan with this kind of bigger slices, but Parmesan always it. Whenever you add cheese on anything, always add Parmesan. Parmesan just seems to bring out the other flavors of other cheeses.
I couldn't agree more.
And
now we're back to the black pepper again.
Black pepper, yes, I like my black pepper. It helps give it a nice taste. And then finally, the olive oil. Just throw a little olive oil on top.
A little more olive oil to top it off.
And that's it.
Which, between the olive oil and the black pepper, really helps to cultivate everything together.
Absolutely. And again, if you want to throw some more oregano, always great. Something I always like to put on also is basil. Unfortunately, we're out of basil.
Oh, okay. All right.
But basil's always nice too. Basil's always a great touch.
You can't beat basil, that's for sure.
All right, so we got that. So let me, I'm going to bring the other pizza out. So.
Look at that. Now that, like I said, is an absolute work of art.
Goes in the oven. Alexa, set timer for 13 minutes. And there she is.
Look at that. One finished product already.
We made this about 10 minutes before you came. And
look at that. The fruits of your labor.
Yep.
Absolutely.
How nice it comes out. Look at that.
Look at that. Perfect.
And then...
Never would have thought about the cast iron pan. Never would have, you know.
It just makes it so much easier. Now, this one is more of a soft crust. You can do put it in a few more minutes. I put this in about 12 and a half minutes. 15 minutes would give you a little bit of a harder crust. But you could see, perfectly cooked. Look at that dough.
Absolutely.
How thick it is, real nice. The chef's gonna have the first bite.
As he should.
And it's very, very good. Have a piece.
Oh, you won't have to ask me twice. I can tell you that right now. All right. This is wonderful. Look at that.
Oh, this is good.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Yes. All right. That is a prime example of good mozzarella right there.
Exactly, right? Anyway, that's it, guys. We gotta have your wife taste the piece later, and
absolutely, absolutely. And let me just point out that this is of course one of many wonderful traditions that you are, that you're doing, with your family, with your children, as you said, especially. It's definitely something the whole family can participate in, and especially like on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and you don't have to worry about work, so much at that point, and it's quick. It's fun, it's easy, and most importantly, it's delicious. And you know, and then you know, as this tradition continues to grow within within your family, you know, and again, you being in your grandmother's house and everything, you know, what other family traditions, especially stemming from your grandmother in this house, come to mind? You know, when you
the Sunday dinners. I mean, God, I can't tell you how many Sunday dinners we had here, and my wife and I have been really good at continuing that. We have Sunday dinners, we have the family over, and we love it, and just cooking up a feast. And I mean, everybody will be here. My parents will be here to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and we're drinking our wine.
That's the way it should be.
But yeah,
that's the way it should be.
Those traditions we're still keeping around, which I'm happy about.
Sunday family dinner is the absolute best, you know, and it's been a while since we've had one on our end, you know, with the pandemic and everything. I'm looking forward to, you know, getting that back on track. You know, and I mean, that obviously is kind of the glue, you know, that kind of really brings the whole family together. And whether it's at my mother's, whether it's at my place, you know, I mean, there's nothing like it, you know, and there's nothing like it. I remember growing up, we would go to my grandmother's, my father's mother and father on Park Avenue in North Newark every Sunday religiously. You know, we would have family dinner there. Sometimes we'd go there, have family dinner, then we'd leave there, drive down to the Ironbound section where my mother's side of the family was, spend some time there. Sometimes we'd go to see them on a Saturday, go to I mean, it varied from weekend to weekend, but the Sunday family dinner never varied, never wavered. It was that was the key to the whole thing. You know, pasta and gravy, meatballs, all the trimmings and holidays, etc. There's nothing like family. There's nothing like getting together with family. There's nothing like family traditions. And I tell everyone, especially for those of us who have suffered great losses over the years, you've had losses in your family, as you know, I've had, unfortunately, you know, several significant on my end. And to all the families who have lost individuals due to COVID and some other illnesses and things that have happened, I know we both know some families who have suffered some terrible losses recently. We've lost some friends recently as well, that, you know, personal friends of ours respectively. And it just goes to show you the importance of, you know, getting your family together as often as you can. Obviously, I know the pandemic kind of, you know, restricted us a bit. We got to be careful and what have you, but still, getting people together, getting your family together, your friends together, enjoying good things like a homemade pizza, it's critical. It's really critical because life is so short, life is precious, time is always too short, time is always of the essence. We don't know from one second to the next.
No, we don't.
You know,
no, we don't.
As to what's going to happen, and what you're doing with your family is so wonderful and heartwarming and incredibly inspiring. And you know, and I think the message that I want to get across is, you know, I'm going to continue with all of my family's traditions. You're continuing, you know, with yours, and you know, and I know a lot of, obviously, everybody's family, they're doing things in their own way, but to those who have kind of wavered or haven't been, let's say, carrying on, you know, your respective family traditions as much, you know, my recommendation would be try to get back to that as best as you can, because I really think, especially for those who have suffered losses, I find comfort in, you know, carrying on the traditions helps with the grieving process and the moving on process. Not saying it's easy. Not saying it's easy by any means. It's not a be-all, end-all. It's not the ultimate solution, but it definitely, at least for me, it helped. I'd like to think it'll help others too. And but nothing is more important than family and tradition and keeping traditions going for as long as possible. With that said, Mike, I'm going to tell you, this is phenomenal, and I'm so honored and grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of this and to contribute in a small way to putting this masterpiece together. And of course, I'm looking forward to enjoying that slice I started and another one after that. But definitely enjoying the fruits of your labor. I really appreciate this opportunity, and this is, you know, wait till they see this on the Let's Get Cooking page.
Well, you never go. Yeah, that's right.
You know, because I'll be sure to share the link to there as well, so we'll really get we'll really stir the pot over there. And I think with that, I think a toast
Happy.
A good toast is in order to what you just put together, and as well as family tradition.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so again, I thank you, Mike. It's been wonderful. I appreciate and cherish our friendship. You know, we go back a ways. We've been involved in a lot of things together. Thank you for tonight, and to you, to your family, to this beautiful home, and to family and to tradition.
Thank you.
And your homemade pizza.
Sendana. Thank you.
Salute, everyone. Enjoy.